such things as sliced bread.
And welcome to the Slice Bread Podcast, where we give you your daily slice of life. I am your host, Gary. And in today's episode, we have on the panel Lenny.
Hello, cool boy.
Lovely. We got the man with all the names, Chris.
My name is Chris, and I don't mind eating the kernels.
Well done with that one. And then we got the man who make us sound slick like butter on toast, the sound guy. And last, and certainly not least, Bob.
Not the builder. We don't build things up, we break them down.
And today we're going to break today's episode. The way we consume content has evolved a lot over the past decades. The growing digital age and internet era has allowed us to watch as much content as we want within a shorter period of time. Movies, series, documentaries, and just about anything on YouTube. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the viewing experience. Let's break bread. I want to start off with the man himself, Lenny. I want to know how do you consume content? Do you use web streaming, online platforms, YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, Tamagotchi even? Talk to me, my boy.
I had one of those there. I couldn't take care of my monster. That thing died like every second day. How do I consume content? I gotta say, I do watch Netflix, not a lot, because Netflix has like 2-3 good shows and everything else is awful.
We like you, Netflix.
Get you a VPN, relax.
Express VPN.
Mostly, I gotta say, so I don't watch a lot of TV, but I watch a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ashamed to say, and also not ashamed to say that it's probably illegal download. Can't find the stuff. Can't find the stuff that Lady likes on the
spicy,
the average TV shows.
So you legally download Save the Land?
If only.
If only. I don't even think that's available on.
No, Save the Land is actually on YouTube.
Of course. And there's my favorite types, the abridged versions, where they voice over what was really happening in the episodes.
So you don't web stream movies though?
I don't.
You go to the cinema.
I do go to the cinema.
The Bioscop, sorry.
The Bioscop, yeah. No, but again, the kind of things the kind of films that I like to watch, they don't really come out in the cinema.
And Mr. Bob, how do you consume your content?
I'm a YouTube boy.
Okay, nice.
I don't like the TV programs. Whether it's a national TV, where it's something you pay for. I don't like their programming. I like to consume what interests me. Because if you notice with the TV programs, there's always like either adverts or episodes that don't interest you. In order to wait for the thing that you're actually waiting for, you have to consume unnecessary content. Yeah. I'd rather get straight to the heart of the matter, and that's YouTube.
Skip.
Even when they do their, paid sponsorships, I skip that bit. I skip that bit just so I can get to what I'm really here to listen and consume. And this can jump from genre to genre. Whether I want to hear political commentary, whether I want to watch people break down social commentary, if I want some sort of music I want to listen to instead. Because you can watch a whole music video. People forget that. MTV, not anymore. YouTube free. Let's go.
But you ever go down the YouTube rabbit hole?
Always.
Yeah.
There's YouTube just leads you to something better sometimes. But you can tailor-made certain content creators that really fits what you want to see and what you want to enjoy. And then YouTube is the perfect metric for me.
And Chris, what about yourself, man?
I actually agree with everything Bob's saying about the YouTube, but I actually like to watch a bit of TV. And the reason because, like Bob said, you watch a lot of unnecessary stuff. But sometimes I don't know what I want to watch really. So I'd rather just let the TV, just flick channels and see, this is on. Have you guys ever been on Netflix and just scrolled through stuff?
Yes.
Not knowing what you actually want to watch.
The problem is if you have a specific idea, but nothing concrete. So let's say I want to watch a horror movie. But then I'm looking at what I'm seeing as the options from Netflix for a horror movie. I'm like, this sucks. This doesn't seem intriguing. I don't want to actually invest 5 minutes to find out what this is about. And then you just keep scrolling. Next thing you know, you wasted 30 minutes scrolling, finding nothing.
Yeah. It's the whole concept of too many options is not also good kind of a thing. Yeah.
And I suppose that's what a TV program does do. It gives you limited options.
Yeah. I actually haven't done that in a long, long time, to really just sit and scroll.
Because if you think about it, the TV programs, you can definitely go to the Food Channel, the Comedy Central channel. You can go to different niches to an extent. And with YouTube, it's very tailor-made for what you want. And with Netflix, it's like, I don't even know really how Netflix suggests something to you. Why? Because I liked one cartoon, I will now like every single cartoon you recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that. What about you, Gary? How do you
Me?
consume?
Spotify actually. Yeah, because I listen to podcasts. And
Oh, you're a
that's-
podcast guy. We
love
had
it.
no idea.
Oh, really? That was a surprise.
You listen to the sliced bread?
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course,
no,
of course.
I heard about those
Beautiful
guys. They're
stuff.
quite good.
Yeah, they do great things apparently.
Daily slice on the rice.
They break things
rice
down.
nog wel.
They break things down.
No, but I like listen to podcasts on Spotify or on YouTube as well. So it's either with Spotify you can get the audio version. So normally I pop a podcast when I'm driving to work.
Nice.
Then I listen to a nice during the traffic, and then when I'm at my work desk, I normally put it on YouTube just to watch people's reactions and all that stuff. Podcast is my thing, man. and I want to ask Chris quickly: do you still binge watch like on TV or what?
No, I wouldn't say I'm really a binge watcher, to be honest. Because I do miss the experience of waiting a week for a show to come out. Obviously, that has been lost.
That's the TV experience.
Not a
don't
big
you
binge
think?
watcher, but I know it's a thing. Yes, that's a
That's
TV
the
experience.
TV experience
Yeah.
because the web or the online platforms, that's where the binge culture comes from.
Yeah.
Because you have access to everything at once. There is no anticipation of waiting for the next week for something great.
Do you guys remember the experience of hiring movies from the video store and like waiting ages for something to be released? Because I know for myself, I used to get fed up when movies were not available. I think it was, okay, you guys are gonna laugh, but I was so excited for The Lion King 2. But every week I got hired by some other random bruh.
Oh, in the video
the-
store.
Oh,
Yes, one.
you playing that game.
Yes,
I did that with gaming, my bro.
No. I'm talking about the movies.
Yeah.
Dude. Sometimes I don't know who was it. Lion King 2 though. Every week.
Like there's 5 available and
every
all of them are
weekend.
out.
Yeah.
No, there was only
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There was only one available.
Nah, Gary, I can completely relate to that heartbreaking experience you have when you go to the video store.
Yeah.
You want to take out this specific movie and it's just not there.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, now what must I take out?
So I wanted to get a movie out at the video store, and they were all taken out. And then I went to the guy and took the cover and said, "Look, did anyone perhaps bring this movie back?" And then he checked in the little box, they put by the door at the beginning of the day when they're not.
Oh, yes,
open.
you have to
Yes.
drop
Yeah,
it. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
The guy went to go look at the box, like, "Oh, someone actually brought it back." I was like, "Dude, you're slacking. Like, you gotta restock these things. You gotta put it back. You can't just leave it chilling there."
Yeah, imagine you didn't ask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten
You
that
also can
thing.
annoy those people the whole time. I'm chilling, I was stacked there. Like, oh, look, man, it's your
Yeah.
job.
Okay, Karen.
But I think
calm down.
working at the video store is like probably one of the laziest jobs ever.
Yeah, because I mean, they always had the TV there, right? And
Yep,
there was
yeah.
always a movie playing.
Yeah.
And the only thing they needed to do was if someone comes in, do the transaction, do the exchange, back to your.
Yeah, I did that with games though. Not some necessarily movies. Then you take a game out, PlayStation 2, and then you give it back the next day. And that was my interaction with the video store.
But Bob, my issue with that is that that's not enough time though.
That was never enough time, but that was the challenge. That was the challenge.
So that was basically you took out the game and you just spent your all the hours playing the game.
I've got
Absolutely.
one night. I've
Yeah.
got one night.
One night and you don't go off because there's no save
Yeah.
memory card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's too short for me. Yeah.
But talk about these VHSs. Did you guys record movies or series of them as well? Because I know for myself, I used to love Pokemon so much that I want to rewatch it over and over again. That I used to always record it. So I want to know, have you guys ever experienced that?
I remember MTV, right? Just like years ago when I first got DSTV. So I remember like starting the day of before going to school, putting in the cassette and then just let it record for the whole day, MTV. And then when I come home, I've got like a ton of songs on a cassette.
Because the whole idea came from the radio, man. Like if you remember those
Tapes.
the tapes,
Yeah.
and then you could record it on those small little cassette tapes.
Exactly.
Then the same concept with the video, and then we
Yeah.
got the VHS, and then you could just press and record. I remember I recorded Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Rush Hour.
So you probably
2.
watched it like a million
Oh.
a
times.
million times. I
Yeah.
can tell you about Chris Tucker. Jackie. Okay, Chris.
But also, the 8 o'clock movie on a Sunday. Right?
Yes.
8 o'clock was bedtime for me, so I couldn't catch the 8 o'clock movie, but I could record it.
Of course you could.
And a 12 o'clock movie as well.
Of course.
So now we're talking about the VHS. Let's talk about the cinema, guys. I want to talk to you about my first experience of going to the cinema. I was watching Toy Story 1. So I want to know from you guys, when was your first movie? Do you still go to the cinemas? How's the experience for you?
Let's just say for the cinema, I was 12 for 5 years.
Oh, you got
You
the
understand what I'm
benefit.
saying?
Yeah.
Statute of limitation,
Yeah.
that's not there anymore, but
How old is he before you can answer your pause? Like
You
12.
know,
He's 12.
the budget is budget. But yeah, I would say the best viewing experience I had as a kid in the cinema would be Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in trance with those, wizards and hobbits and all those
Hobbits.
lovely things. That was beautiful. It was an excellent viewing experience at the cinema.
Lovely. And yourself, Lenny? And we're going to bring a 1972 movie or 60 movie.
I wish I could, but I remember, obviously, when I was younger, I went to the cinema a lot. But the one I remember was Batman Begins.
Ooh.
And so I went into that cinema not watching a trailer, not knowing this movie's gonna come out. And one day my father was just like, "We're gonna go watch the new Batman," and watched it, and it was the greatest thing. But I enjoyed that so much, getting an absolute banger of a movie without expecting it, and that's what I truly enjoyed about that experience.
The experience of going to a cinema is kind of lost. I mean, you used to go with your friends to the movies on like a Friday night or on the weekend if you were able to. And it wasn't just about watching the movie, it was about going out, putting on your best wear or whatever the case may be.
What about Tuesdays? Also half price?
Tuesday
Relax.
off price, of
Yeah.
course, yes.
Thank you.
But yeah, that was the experience that I think is kind of lost today because of the whole digital platform stuff.
But we also what happened with Avengers Endgame. They flocked to the
That was an
cinemas because it was
experience, yeah.
something that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Or even with that Spider-Man one, I saw videos of like how people they were just so happy to see these things in the cinema. And it's like, but you won't get it for every movie. It's only blockbuster movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
How do you view something that isn't as popular?
That's I mean, that's the problem is that movies that are not as popular, that don't have the franchise behind
Yes.
them, they're not going to do well in the cinema
not
in
gonna
today's
do well.
climate. Yeah.
Unless you go to like a smaller, more nouveau type of movie house.
But have you guys ever had that experience of the drive-through cinema? I remember I watched the Tuxedo in a drive, like
Oh,
when you have
wow.
to get your radio to a certain
Yeah,
frequency, then you could hear it in your car. But that was a cool experience back in the day, but I don't think it will ever make a comeback.
No, there is.
Is there?
There's a few,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's like they by Salt Riverside, they have like their own little movie park. So yeah, but that's the cool thing is we spoke about movies, we spoke about series. Guys, let's have a debate. Which one do you prefer though? Which one do you prefer, movies or do you prefer series?
What is a series? Let's define the series. Is it 12 episodes? Is it 24 episodes? Let's count it up as hours. That would technically be if it was 30 minutes an episode. 20 minutes without adverts. That's how I deal with it, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, let's say there's 10 episodes in a series, right? How much is that? That's 30 minutes time, then that's about 3 hours. A movie at maximum can only be 3 hours. So you're going to sacrifice 3 hours in one day or 20 minutes over the next few weeks if it comes out once a week.
Yeah.
What would you really go on of this? I take the movie, get it over and done with.
For me, yeah, I gotta go with film. I gotta go with movies because as much as I love
No. Films. Not movies.
films, yeah.
There we go.
Films. Let's be right about this. There's not a lot of series that I love, but the few that I do, I would still choose film over that because I don't know. It just gives you a whole different feel to it. It's like you committed for those 2 hours, and in those 2 hours, it can do something to you that a series might not be able to do over even 5-6 years.
I think my counter argument to that, Lenny, is character development. I
Well-
can't get character development in a movie because it's limited to 3 hours. But over the span of a few seasons of a series, you
Yeah.
can literally see one character turn from this to that. And it's a beautiful experience.
People who play in series, they want to do it for that reason. Kind
But
of, yeah.
I suppose there's also a con to that is that you'll only ever see this actor as this character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like if I ever saw Sheldon from Big Bang Theory play anything else,
You're gonna
It's
see
it's like
Sheldon.
I'm only ever gonna see Sheldon,
Yeah.
no matter what work this person puts in. But the actor that does the movie, I can literally see Brad Pitt as Troy, and I can see him as Mr. Fight Club.
But to be a movie star is like an anomaly, though.
Yeah.
Like not
That's that
everybody has
A-list.
that.
That's that
Yeah.
A-list.
But a series also has a bigger chance of disappointing you. Right?
Yes, you spend so much time, and then it's like,
Oh yeah, when
that
the
was-
final
yeah.
season don't work
Yeah.
out, How I Met Your Mother.
Chris, and you?
I'll agree with everyone else. I'll say movies as
On the
well.
fence.
Draad zitten, prime, draad zitten, man. Yo,
Movies.
Let me take the series ones, guys, because of character development, like Bob said. I love series because for me, you get so invested into series. And the thing about series, there's so many memorable, like, what you may call it, moments from series. Like, take How I Met Your Mother, legendary. That's the thing I get. All right, boys, let's cut it off in the sense of, I want to know from you. Has the viewing experience changed for the better or for the worse for you guys?
I will say for worse, just because I don't have that same excitement that I did when I was a child of going to the cinema. You know, and now things are a lot more accessible, and you kind of ruin it for yourself. And especially if you want to watch a film that you know is not going to come out in our local cinemas, so you have to force yourself to go and watch it at home. And even though you can still enjoy it, it's not. You want to have that full-on experience, right, of going out to the cinema to watch it, and you just don't get that because they don't play everything. They play the Michael Bays of the world.
Why
Lenny, hatred.
Do you all see me talk about your 1962, 63?
Yes, we do. That's the point.
It's like, bruh.
Because you can't hate on it because it's good.
And the fence, what's your answer?
No, I'll say it worse. Yeah. Definitely go the nostalgic route. I miss going to the cinema like it used to be. And anyway, I don't like binge watching, so it's definitely worse.
Bob, talk to us, man.
Well, I would say it's kind of better because it's cheaper. So in other words, I don't have to take the effort of getting myself to let's say the cinema or something like that, and then fork out money there and then sit through and then get home when I can do it from the comfort of my home. Whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. I can do it within comfort level. So I say the viewing experience got better.
Lovely, lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Slice Bread podcast. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our podcast. And also, share a like or comment about today's episode. And join us next time for another Slice of Life.